Alright, let's get some games in with the Rocks. His deck definitely has some good matchups, but it also has some bad matchups. But this has been the list that has been doing pretty well the last few games. Deck's been able to take down Gardevoir pretty consistently. Like you could see that in one of my previous live streams. It also took down Mew in one of my previous live streams as well. So you have pretty good matchups and pretty bad matchups. But if this person's playing fighting mons, this might be a really good matchup. Lucario. Are they playing the Koraidon in the deck? Pokegear, that's pretty sick. Galarian Zapdos V. As one of the various two prizers we can take advantage of its weakness. So I think right here, we're going to go ahead and do this, grab a Tone, and then we will Fall Crystal again to grab a second energy. We will Pokestop and use Pokestop, Nest Ball, Boss, and a Pokestop. That's fine. We do play 2 Palpad in the deck, so that is fine by me. We're going to put that down. We're going to go Nest Ball, and we're going to go for the Greninja. Now, unfortunately, we are going first, so we won't be able to cycle draw this turn to see more cards, but we'll go Solrock to the top, and we will attach that for turn. And we'll go ahead and gear just to see. Yeah, we grab a research, so if we need to next turn, we can research. It's not wanted to have to get away with 2 carrier, but it's fine. Put the belt there, and then we'll pass. So next turn we can draw 2, then we can research after playing down those 2 cards, plus our draw for turn. Then we can Pokegear after the research to see more cards. So he gets rid of an ambition and a fighting energy. Gets himself a rescue carrier. Level ball. We do play double Pokegear and we play Silene in the deck, so it is definitely possible for us to get the boss back. Things like that, so can't remember if I did take out all the Pokemon catchers, but if I didn't, that is also another switch option or guest option we have. So we got another Pokegear. We don't necessarily need that, so we're going to go Radiant Greninja. Draw 2. Get another rock. We're going to go Trekking Shoes. We're actually going to use that. Put up the other tone. We're going to research. We're going to put down the energy. Use this. Put this on the benched tone. Manually retreat, and then we will put another Solrock ability to reattach the energy. And hit for 240. Take our double prize turn. Get a belt and another energy. Don't know how useful the belt will be in this matchup, so. I also did leave the bench open because I don't necessarily know if they even get a reverse knockout, and even if they were to get a reverse or return knockout rather, then I'd be able to bench both of the rocks in my hand. But I don't want to clog up my bench, especially when we have, two tones in play with being able to be powered up or already powered up with two other soul rocks. So our dude's getting some real losing in play, getting some mankeys in play. It's pretty cool. What does this do? This just goes into the guy. So I think here we're just gonna go ahead and Greninja, see more cards. Always good. We're gonna go ahead and look at our prizes. Okay, okay. So we have one Palpad left in deck. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and Pokestop. Gets the rope. Okay. We are going to. I think it's just ethical to boss at this point. We could boss up the Riolu. So yeah, I think we'll just boss hit this Riolu for 240. Take our prize card. Got us trekking shoes. We're so far up now, like we have no double prize opportunity for them. This 130 can be easily taken out with one extra energy. So now he just needs 2 more energy to be able to attack. He's going to carrier here. Probably get the Riolu back. No? Primate. Okay. He's going to go for 120. Okay. Let's see how we're going here. So we're going to go ahead and power up this other tone. Now, let's hope that we can hit really well off the Silene, right? Flip 2. And because we're so good, we flip 2. And we will put back. What would make the most sense here? So definitely we can put back the carrier, a one of carrier, and Yeah, we'll just go with those. That's fine. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and bench this rock. We can. We could probably put back the Silene with this PAL pad and one of the bosses. Put back a boss, put back Silene. We could just go ahead and play that. Hit for 240. Take another prize card. Will be an energy, which is always good. That means we can draw 2. If they are able to. Okay, so he gets the Annihilate out. 70 damage for each prize card that I've taken. Okay. Understandable. But it's totally cool because you still have a weakness, my good sir. So we're going to go ahead and rescue carrier here. Grab back 2 tones. We're going to Soul Rock. Yep. So they concede. So that was a little bit more of a lower tier deck that we were facing there, just an Annihilate Riolu deck. But we'll get into some more games, see if we can get up against a Gardevoir deck to show off the real power of this deck. And we're back into another game with the rocks. His hand is looking a little wonky, but maybe we can play through it. Opponent has the Drapion V started. Which is unfortunate. That will give us a target. Hopefully we can get into a turn 1 attack. We should be able to get there with the research, with the nest ball, and trekking shoes. Maybe we get into a training court as well. Or not a training court, but a Pokestop. Let's see even more cards. Now the silent going to the discard early doesn't, hurt. We don't really want to see it early game anyways, and in the discard is okay with me. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Greninja. Cool. We are going to conceal cards here. The Raihan we don't necessarily need early game, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And it is another nest ball, so we're going to use that. Now they've already started putting energy onto the Greninja, so we're forced to grab the Manaphy here. We are going to play the energy there, and we're going to research. Okay. So now we are going to Trekking Shoes. Grab that Trekking Shoes. Use this one. We don't need that research. It's another energy. I messed up the order of that, but it is fine. Oh, we have free retreat anyways. I forgot that beach court was in play. So we'll put up this Lunatone and we will cycle draw this turn. Go ahead and get rid of the Drapion V. So that was a pretty decent draw. We really need to get into some more Soul Rocks. We need to be able to accelerate some of this energy. Now the good thing is about facing this deck particularly is that, well, they have all, low HP. Everything except for, usually the Greninja or any V Pokemon are able to be one hit by just the basic 3 energy on our Lunatone. So our guy over here is doing an immense amount of selecting flowers. Just gonna go ahead and rope. And it doesn't really matter, but I don't want to give up the choice spell, so we're gonna send up Soul Rock since we have the rescue carrier. And they're going to pass turn. Well, just right on command, there's our second Soul Rock. And we have free retreat, which is good. Let's see if we can find something with the Pokegear real quick. A research, it's very nice. So, we can go ahead and Greninja here. Draw 2. Feels good to get the Battle VIP pass into the discard. So we're going to manually attach to the... Oh, I didn't need to do that. There's a misplay, but it's fine. So we're going to send up this Lunatone. We're going to Sun Energy to it. And we're going to research. Now we are cooking. So we're going to go ahead and Sun Energy to the Lunatone. And we can Trekking Shoes. Yes, we'll add that to the hand. We will get rid of the court, taking away that option for our opponent. Pokestop gets us a Fog Crystal. That's okay, actually. We can always get them back with the Rescue Carrier, but we don't have any use for them currently. So we're going to go ahead and use this, get the last tone out of deck, and use this to get the last energy out of deck. Just to make sure we don't need to use any of those, or run into any of those for draw for turn. We do have a Raihan in hand. We could save the pad. We are getting low on cards though, so I do want to just hold off and then attack here. Because we have 11 cards to KO our opponent. Now, of course, using things like Palpad to recycle the Silene, the Raihan, we can extend our life a little bit. So our opponent is going with the manual attachment of the Radiant Greninja. So he's just going to go ahead and attack, even though the Manaphy will protect the bench, so he will only get 1 KO. This helps us quite a bit because we have the backup tone, but we also have our Raihan, which will get us an additional energy accelerated and really anything from the deck because I can't think of anything major that we need right now. And our guy has a 9, which makes sense. So we're going to send up this rock. Now we have Beach Court in play, which is pretty good. We're going to go Tone. We'll manually attach. We will use both of our soul rocks. To power up that one. What's our discard looking like? I think it's probably smart to go ahead and use the carrier now. And we'll just get back the 2 Lunatones. We will manually retreat. And we can go ahead and Raihan to attach another energy to our good old Lunatone. And we'll use that to grab the rescue carrier. The reason why I want to do that is because on the following turn, we could manually attach. We'll go ahead and use Pokegear. We'll put it back. Double Raihan. Use Pokegear. Get the Raihan. And we'll just put this in play just to block our opponent from having that ability. And this carrier can get the Soul Rocks. And then that way next turn we can Raihan manually attach and triple Soul Rock. Or we could go triple attach. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 240, which will take out the Drapion B. But it's fine. We're just going to put the damage down because we're just biding our time for next turn. So he's going to come in. He thinks that he's stunted us, which to the untrained eye he might. But he's going to manually attach or detach to retreat and take the KO. He's going to Recycler. Good for him. But really what that puts him in a pickle is that this next turn I'm going to go down to 3 prizes. Of course he doesn't know that yet. So we'll just go ahead and start attach, attach. That's 150, 180 with the belt. So we're going to put in this into play. So that's 180, 210. So we'll boss here. It's exactly enough damage. And we'll actually hold the energy because now that I think about it, we have an energy placed down earlier in the game on one of our soul rocks. meaning that we can actually go ahead and manually retreat with that. Then use Raihan. We can start building up the tone next turn. This is coming down to the wire. Now, one thing that this deck presents an issue with against our opponent here is that we actually are low enough HP that nothing that they hit us with can really spread out damage for them to be able to take a multiple prize turn. However, we are able to still OHKO mostly whatever they're playing. We'll go ahead and Raihan. See what we can grab. Seems like the Palpad is the correct card to grab here. We can go ahead and Palpad the Raihan and the Selene back in. We'll manually attach to one of our rocks. Use this ability, put another one on, and hit for 150. So now we're ahead in the prize race. We also do play Roxanne. So once we run into that card, then things can get a little bit better for us as well. Because that is, in my opinion, the best way to go about beating this deck. So here we're going to go ahead and Rescue Carrier. Grab the Manaphy, grab the Lunatone. We're going to place down the Manaphy. And, I mean, our opponent's going to not go after our Lunatone. We just keep the beat down going. Because with the Manaphy in play, they would have to go 7 onto the Manaphy, because that's the lowest HP. The next lowest HP is the Greninja, which has 80. So he's about 30 damage short total between the two to have a double prize turn. And I'm not sure what options that would present him with. So he puts up the Raikou. He's going to go ahead and Clara. So I think his plan is retreat, put up a double prizer, in hopes I can't one-hit it. In all fairness, that's cool. But we have about 3 different ways we could go about dealing with the Raikou. So it's all good. We could go the boss route, right? Or we could go the Raihan choice belt. Use 3 Soul Rock attachments. Put up Soul Rock. Put down the tone. Manually retreat. Use the ability 3 times. Attach the belt. Manually attach Raihan. Grab Silene. Give him the thumbs up right back and say, GG's, my good sir. And that is how you take down Lost Box, ladies and gentlemen. No Judge, no Roxanne, because we didn't see him, of course, but we didn't play the Judge, but we didn't see the Roxanne. But yeah, that's how you take down Lost Box. We'll get into one more game, and hopefully we'll see another meta deck, or at least another popular ladder climbing deck. And we'll get into our final game with the Little Rocks. But that is one thing I am glad that I incorporated into this deck was the ability to utilize the Pow Pads, the Silene, and the Raihans to really carry you in that late game, to always be able to hit the damage that you need, always be able to have the bosses, orders, and things of that nature. Now, this hand could end up being cracked. This hand could also end up being not good. So, we'll see what we can do with it. And I think the definite option is grab Fog Crystal, grab a regular energy. Well, there's a research. So we're going to go ahead and go with that plan that I had. Grab the tone, grab the energy. We will go ahead and trekking shoes. Put that into the discard. Another energy, unfortunately. We don't need that right now. We can always Silene it back later. That's another energy. So I think we'll go ahead and Poke here. It's a boss. Things are not looking good so far, but I think we are fine. Go ahead and attach an energy there, and we will go ahead and use another attachment from our Soul Rock, and we will pass the turn. So the play next turn is definitely go ahead and research. If we have to manually retreat because they don't get a KO, that's fine. We can do that. Our opponent might take the turn to set up with the Raichu V, putting another energy onto it. So he's going to get himself the Mareeps. He's going to Ultra Ball. Going for a Flaffy. Now 5 energy plus a Choice Belt
is the perfect number. But I don't truly believe that we'll get there this turn. We don't need that Lunatone yet, do we? Sure, we'll go ahead and play it down. We don't need the mana fee. So we can go ahead and play it down. We'll manually attach that. Go ahead and research. We might get there this turn. Use this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab the Pokestop. We will Pokestop, getting rid of the Path of the Peak. Go ahead and Pokestop here. That's fine. We'll go ahead and Soul Rock. Putting in energy there. We're going to go ahead and detach. So 120, 150, 180. So I think it's probably smarter we put this energy there. We place down the third Soul Rock. We attach that. And we're going to go ahead and Moon Kinesis for 120 damage. Which is cool. I'm just going to put the Flaffy down. Now all we need to do is get into a Pokemon carrier. Rescue carrier, rather. So he gets rid of 2 energy, so he's going to get 1 of those back. And with his deck, he has to remove 2 energy for each attack. Unless he attacks with the Raikou. Okay, so now we need something big. There's the Greninja. So we're going to place the Greninja down. And we'll go ahead and Pokestop first, see what that gets us. Rescue Carrier Palpad gets rid of the Drapion. Perfect. Then we can sealed cards. Excellent. Use this. Grab one of each of the rocks back. Place the tone down. Manually attach to the active Lunatone. Place the belt down. Go ahead and use the ability off of our Soul Rock. Sun Energy. Spread the energy around, since we will take this KO here. So far this was a 1 for 2 trade, or a 1 for 2 trade, 2 for 1 rather. And that isn't good to get off the prize cards, but it is what it is. We can pretty much play with what we have so far. We always have the Pokestop next turn if they don't get rid of it. So we can go with the Raikou. But next turn we will return with a double price turn again, unless he puts up the Miraidon. It's going to go ahead and rope. We'll put up that. That's fine, actually. We have another one in hand already. How many energy? We only have 1 more energy. But that's fine. We can put up this tone, manually retreat, attach 2 energy, which would be 5, 6, 7 to 10. It's just enough to hit over this Raikou, which is pretty sick. But he gets rid of it. That's fine. He's going to go ahead and boss. He's gonna go ahead and KO this one. That's fine though. I mean, either way, we still get there. We get 3 manual attachments this turn. Or 3 sun energy attachments, rather. So, we should be at 150 with this attack. Yeah, 150. Plays down the other tone. 180. And 210. I don't really have anything else to say to them about anything. We don't really need to use PAL pads, so 210. Now, can he get the attack off this turn? That is the big question. We have the boss. We have a Pokestop. They can't Miraidon, so they pathed themselves. GG's, Miraidon. Alright guys, that is the games that I got for you today. So just to recap, we are playing the 4 Lunatone, the 4 Solrock, the 1 Greninja, the 1 Drapion V, and the 1 of Manaphy. It's pretty straightforward as far as the Mon count goes. You're not really doing anything fancy with this deck. On to the supporters, items, and tool cards. We are playing a count of 2 Raihan, 2 bosses orders, 4 professors research, and a Silene. The Silene will go into more of as far, as we go through the items and things like that. We are also playing for general search, for Mons, and ball support. We're playing quadruple VIP pass. We're playing 3 fog crystal, 1 Hisuian heavy ball, and a double nest ball. And also just kind of in that same vein, we are also playing quadruple trekking shoes. Now, of course, because we are using the 3 of Pokestop in the deck, we do need to keep in mind that sometimes we're going to get rid of the beloved supporter cards such as Boss and the Raihan. So, to minimize that, we are playing a 2 of Palpad, and also to help find them, since we're playing minimal counts of them, we are playing the double Pokegear, the at a 2-2 count apiece, which also kind of feeds into the fact that we are playing quadruple professor's research, meaning that sometimes we are discarding cards that we don't need at the time but will need later. So it always is nice to have the Palpad to get back whatever supporters you need, the Silene to get back the Palpads in late game scenarios, but also to get back whatever else you need at that time. And from there, I believe the only other thing that I haven't mentioned is the 3 of Choice Belt and the quadruple Rescue Carrier and the double Escape Rope. Now that's all for the trainers and supporters and tools. I felt like this number for each of them ratio-wise is very, very solid and gets us where we need to go majority of the time. And last but not least, we are just playing 10 Psychic Energy, making it just a lot easier that we see good cards. We have a little bit more room for those good cards. And even with 10 energy, I've never found myself yearning for more energy. You don't really need 7 energy on one Lunatone until really late in the game. So even prizing 2 energy isn't the end of the world, because that means you still have 8 energy into the deck to find. That you have 3 Fog Crystals, your Pokestops, your Radiant Greninjas, your Cycle Draws, and several other ways that you can get into it. Raihans, things like that. So it is definitely very possible to run this deck, as we've seen in the videos, with just 10 energy, and really all of the pizzazz lies within the trainers and the item card. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. If you guys liked the gameplay, if you guys liked the deck profile, go ahead and leave a thumbs up for me if you could. And also let me know in the comments what you guys think of the deck. Let me know what you guys would change about it. And let me know what you guys are playing. And I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace.